The narrative for early retirement is a little bit all over the place, a little bit messy, but generally not a bad episode. This is the second segment of the third episode of the 8th season of Rugrats, and the babies are learning about retirements. And there's some bits of it that's actually quite cleverly written, so I think there'll be some spoilers in this discussion because there are a few things I think I can mention in a bit of detail. So there will be, let's just say, spoilers going forward from now. Angelica wants the babies to shut up because she's watching her TV show. And I have to say, I completely relate to it as somebody who consumes content with every spare second of the day that I have. I like peace and quiet so I can focus and concentrate. And there's nothing worse than when you're trying to watch something and people who aren't interested in it are just talking and it's so annoying. So I actually agree with Angelica, but she didn't necessarily have a polite way of going about it. But she tells the babies to retire, which basically means to the babies that they have to go and do other things and not work. And there was a weird bit with a panda called Randy Panda, which as an adult I thought was absolutely hilarious. As a child, I don't think the name Randy would have, Randy Panda would have meant anything to me. But as an adult, it amused me. And there are some other things in this that felt a little random, that felt maybe not so much out of place, but just left me thinking, why did you consider including this? But generally, there wasn't anything that felt, too forced or like they were trying too hard to make it a little bit chaotic. So I don't know, I feel like on the one hand, the narrative was actually a good idea, and I think it can educate young people about what retirement is, even if they don't quite get the definition in the episode. And as I said, very relatable with Angelica. And also, the babies were very clever, I have to say, because she needed their help with her ticket for the sweepstakes, and it had been torn up, and Dill had put it in a very disgusting place, and she needed their help to fix it. So she employed their services to fix it, as it were, and she told the babies to go back to being retired. And I think it was Tommy who said we can't be retired because we worked again. You had us work on fixing the ticket. And I thought that was actually really clever, really insightful. So well done, Tommy, for thinking of that. Dill wears a striped t-shirt in this, which I have to say, it stood out. And I don't like it. I think having too many patterns and too much going on kind of just didn't work for Dill as a character. It's better where he wears block colours because it's kind of, I don't know, I liked it as a one-off, but if it was his permanent costume, I wouldn't, particularly be a fan of it. But there were, small things here and there that I thought worked quite well with this episode. But yeah, there were definitely things that I felt just felt a little bit too random and a little bit too like they didn't need to be there. But it's educational about what retirement means, kind of. It's quite cleverly written, and from Angelica's perspective, definitely relatable. I can definitely relate. So it's not perfect, but it's not bad.